So what do I mean by tapping into your inner child? Let me explain. So I got to a point where I literally had this feeling, right? Maybe some people would call it depression, but I literally articulated as such, and it was that I wished that I wasn't born. All right, so it's not like I was trying to end my life or see it come to an end. I just felt like I felt uneasy, I felt uncomfortable, and I hit like a plateau where I just felt like I wasn't challenging myself any further. And then just one day I had this idea in my mind that I said, man, what was I like as a child? What were the things I did? What were the things that moved me? What sort of energy did I have? And then I realized like I had gone astray, right? I started thinking back. I looked at some pictures. I started thinking back about what I was like back then to what I am now. And I realized that there was a huge discrepancy. And somewhere along the lines I had gone astray. I don't know where. But I knew that I needed to get something of that essence back. Just because I was an adult didn't mean that I couldn't necessarily tap into some of those energies that I used to have, right? So anyways, I started thinking back about what I was like. And one thing I realized was, man, I used to be super energetic, rambunctious, a fighter, you know? And I don't know, along the way, like life kind of took that out of me, or I kind of became a little complacent, kind of didn't know how to conduct myself. So I was troubled by that. And I realized like I needed to get that back. I needed to go back to what I was like. I needed to stop trying to fit in. And I needed to get back to my roots, which was to kind of adopt some of those childlike curiosities back as an adult. And so I did that. And once I started doing that, once I went back to what I was like as a child, everything seemed to fall into place. It seemed like, all right, this was like a way to move forward that felt right within me. It was aligned with my spirit and with my nature. It was an internal compass that I had kind of laid dormant for a very long time, primarily because I thought this was like the way to be, right? You're an adult, and so you have to kind of fashion yourself as such. I realized that that was really not the way to go. Instead, I would say find that balance, right? Of obviously being an adult, not to be reckless, but to have some of those childlike characteristics that you used to have and use those to your advantage. Because a lot of people are doing things that are not necessarily aligned with who they are. And you see it, right? You see it clearly. There's a reason why people are so miserable, why they're so rude, why they're so mean. There's a reason why, because they're not living aligned with what they once were, and they've kind of gone away from that, right? Kind of stray. So I think if you're ever feeling like that, right? That feeling for me was that I wish that I wasn't born. Like once I came to the conclusion that it was really just that I had gone astray from who I really was, everything kind of made sense from there. And I'm not saying that things will be necessarily easier, but they'll make more sense, right? And this all goes back to the idea of going with your gut, trusting your intuition, because even if it's wrong, it's still right, because there's something in your body, it's designed to protect you against something, right? So if you get in tune with that and figure out how to use it to your advantage, you will reap the benefits without a doubt. And so yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you're feeling like you're stuck and at a place, and it's at some point in your life, I think tapping into the inner child is definitely a good way to see what it can give you, right? Because what it gave me is not necessarily what it can give you, because maybe as a child you were not a fighter, you were not energetic. But no matter what, I think everybody as a child had some kind of curiosities, some kind of, their reality wasn't painted over by other people. And so that's what I'm talking about, that essence, right? That nature, right? Tap into that spirit, because that's the one thing that we can all do. And I'm sure you'll find some benefit into trying to tap into that, whatever that means for you, however it looks. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes, and I wish you well.